Okay, in the earlier session I said that when we take up the input function as f of t and the Laplace transform denoted as f of s, I said that I will talk in some detail about that f of t and f of s. Now the answer to that point is, in practical applications, that t is the time and s is the frequency. So the input function will be completely in one domain, whereas the output function is completely on the other domain. I mean to say that these two things are on two different grounds. It's not that the function and the transform are on the same ground. This is completely one ground. It is in the time domain, and this it is in the frequency domain. So once you learn about this Laplace transforms in detail, then when the practical application comes at that time, you will be able to use it at some later point of time. So keep in mind that when we are taking the Laplace transform, then we enter into another domain. We are no more in the same domain. Okay. Okay, now come back to the point of taking the input function here, that is f of t we are taking here, and the transformed function comes in this. So we are dealing with two different grounds. Now suppose I take the input function as t, then the Laplace transform for this one. Now recall back what we have studied. L of t is L of t power 1, that is nothing but 1 factorial by s power 1 plus 1, that is nothing but 1 by s square. So this 1 by s square is in other domain. It is a function of s. It's a function of t. It is in another domain. As I said just now, it is in time domain, it is in frequency. So not talking more about that time and the frequency domain, because you cannot understand right now that point. Let us first learn about the Laplace transforms of given functions. Okay. Suppose I have sine 3t, then you know that the Laplace transform. So L is Laplace transform. It's working like a operator which is taking this input and returning the output in this other domain. So what is the Laplace transform of sine 3t? That Laplace transform of L of sine 3t. I hope you will be recalling back. Yeah, it is 3 by s square plus 3 square, that is nothing but 3 by s square plus 9. So 3 by s square plus 9 is the Laplace transform for this one. Now we are going to talk about a very simple point here, that is when L of f of t is equal to f of s. For example, L of t is 1 by s square. We are going to say that this is the Laplace transform. So 1 by s square is Laplace transform. Okay, from this what we are going to say is 1 by s square. I'm going to say this one. Okay, we are going to say this Laplace transform of t. Then the natural question comes, what is t for this one? Then we say like this t is nothing but L going there, L inverse of 1 by s square. So this t is the inverse Laplace transform for 1 by s square. Now if I am in this domain, I give the input function and I ask you what is the Laplace transform, you have to go in that domain. If I give a function from that domain and say what is the inverse Laplace transform, you have to come in this domain and answer that. Now let us practice just one or two cases. Okay, what is inverse transform for 1 by s square plus 9? Then you have to figure out what comes here for which it is 1 by s square plus 9. It is L inverse. Now we have to find, okay, as per L, what is this here, so that the transform comes as 1 by s square plus 9. Then reversely, 1 by s square plus 9 comes this side. L inverse will take this input and gives how much? output means which is the function for which the transform comes as 1 by s square plus 9. Then what I am doing is I need 3 here. If you look at the pattern, if it is 3 and s square plus 3 square, then we know very easily that this is nothing but the Laplace transform for sine 3t. Now when I take 3 here, I need to cancel this 3. But again a question comes here, can we multiply a constant inside and cancel it like this? Then this will be answered by the properties of Laplace transforms, which we will talk right now after some time. Okay, so 1 by 3, and you know that if you recall back, sine 3t, it is 3 by s square plus 9. So what is L inverse of this one now? L inverse of this is nothing but sine 3t. So if I take here as 1 by 3 times of sine 3t, then the Laplace transform for this is L of 1 by 3 into sine 3t is 1 by 3 coming out. Whether can we take 1 by 3 outside is answered by the properties of Laplace transforms. After this we will enter into that one. So 1 by 3 we can take it out. So L of sine 3t, that is 1 by 3 into 3 by s square plus 9, and this 3 gets cancelled and we'll be getting back 1 by s square plus 9, that is nothing but this one. I hope you understood. Okay, now we take the constant out, will be answered by properties of Laplace transforms. And what is the importance of the Laplace transform properties? I'll just answer now. Okay, it's a very fundamental property named as linearity property, because it is talking about the linear separation of that linear combination. It's a linear combination basically of the two functions f of t and g of t. So we call it as a linearity property. Now if we know the Laplace transforms of these two functions, we know L of f of t, we know L of g of t. If we make a combination of this one, then it's going to become a new function now. Then this property says the Laplace transform for this new function, which is a linear combination of these two known functions, it is just simply a times whatever constant is made here, okay, whatever constant is used in the preparation of linear combination, that same constant you multiply with the Laplace transform for this function, and that same constant b to be multiplied to the Laplace transform of this one. So now let us prove this one. It is just so simple because it depends upon the property of integrations. Now you are very well clear that if f of x and g of x are two functions, then integral of this can be very easily separated. You know this property of integrals. And if I have some constant a and b here, then it can be taken in this way. You are clear about that? It's only just depending upon that one. Now let us see how it is. So it is the property, very fundamental property, linearity property of Laplace transforms. Now L of this, L of a into f of t plus b into g of t is integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st. That should be there fixed all the time, and it should be there all the time. Only whatever input function comes here, that same input function is transferred here. So a times of f of t plus b times of g of t. Now what I need to do, I need to simplify that expression. So how do I simplify that one? That is, this function is to be multiplied to these two. Then this is a constant, and the product of these two remains like this, f of t. This integral can be separated as just now we have seen. Okay, so a comes out and it is integral 0 to infinity dt. Similarly b comes out, integral 0 to infinity e power minus st into g of t dt. And I hope you might have recalled that this is nothing but L of f of t a times plus b times of L of this one. It is nothing but Laplace transform of g of t. So this L is an operator which can be separated like this. So the Laplace transform satisfies the linearity property, and I hope you will be able to recall back, if f of t and g of t are two functions, or f of x and g of x are two functions, then the product of these two functions integral cannot be written as integral of f of x dx, okay, into integral of g of x dx. This much so simple separation is not possible, okay. If this is possible, then even the Laplace transform satisfies that one, a into b into then just splitting, that will not work out. So because this is not going to work in product of two functions integration, similarly the product does not satisfy that property. So this is simple and very important, very fundamental property, that is the linearity property. We will do one or two problems upon this one, and then we will end up the matter, okay. Okay, now we are given that evaluate this Laplace transform. This complete is a function for which we need the Laplace transform. So how do we proceed? Laplace transform of 3 times of e to the power of 2t minus 1 by 3 times of e to the power of minus 4t plus 10 times of t square minus 8 is, no need of extra bracket here. Now it's just a constant times of e to the power of 2t. The linearity property which is written for two functions can be extended for any number of functions. Actually, if you use that property by treating the two functions g and h as second function and then you split, you will get that property, or all that constants can be separated, there is no issue. Now back to the point, this constant 3 can be taken outside, then we are left over with the Laplace transform of e to the power of 2t, and this constant minus 1 by 3 is out, Laplace transform of e to the power of minus 4t plus 10 times of Laplace transform of t square minus Laplace transform of 8, or you can say it is 8 times of Laplace transform of 1. It is like 8 into 1. Now this is 3 into Laplace transform. Now you have to practice that 8 formulas I said in the previous lecture. Okay, it is 1 by s minus 2 minus 1 by 3 into 1 by s minus of minus 4, that is s plus 4, plus 10 times of L of t square, that is 2 factorial by s cube. So it is just 2 by s cube minus 8 into L of 1 is 1 by s, so it is 8 by s. So it is just 3 by s minus 2 minus 1 by 3 times of s plus 4 plus 20 by s cube minus 8 by s. No need of taking the LCM and simplifying it in a different expression, no need. If you want you can do it, but there is no need for that one. So this is the Laplace transform for this one. So this is done by taking the linearity property of Laplace transforms. While talking about the inverse Laplace transform, I said that just that constant can we take it out and can we send it inside. That is answered that we can take the constant outside. This depends upon the property of linearity property of Laplace transforms. Okay, it is a problem on inverse Laplace transforms. As I said, the linearity property for the Laplace transform. Similarly, you can prove the that linearity property for inverse Laplace transforms. So we can take the constants out very easily. So 1 by s cube plus s by s square plus 4 minus 4 by s square plus 9. Now it is separated as per linearity property, 1 by s cube plus L inverse of s by s square plus 4 minus 4 times of L inverse of 1 by s square plus 9. Now you recall back that 1 by s cube is not the very familiar transform, but if you look at 1 by s cube, that s to the power of 3 appears only when there is 2 factorial here. So 2 factorial by s power 2 plus 1 is nothing but for t square. So L of t square is 2 factorial by s power 2 plus 1. Here it is f of t, here it is f of s. Now when this is the case, so this is the favorable expression we need it. It's missing here. S cube is there, but 2 factorial is not there. So what I now do is, I will take 2 factorial inside. Okay, you got this idea. So what I now do is, I will take 2 factorial inside s cube. I'll write L inverse, and then I will cancel this one using the linearity property again. So plus, now when s is there is no constant required, so it is directly the transform for cos 2t. You know that it is s by s square plus 4. So L of this is this one, so L inverse of that one is cos 2t. So this is going to become cos 2t. Minus 4 is as it is. But when constant is appearing here, it should be a by s square plus a square. So comparing with a square, it is 3 square, so 3 should be there here. So I write 3 here and say s square plus 3 square, and then L inverse 4 is already there. I will cancel this 3. So next what I get is 1 by 2 into L inverse of this one, as just now we have seen, it is t square plus cos 2t minus 4 by 3 sine, here it is 3, so it is sine 3t. I hope you understood how we are able to split it and then use the basic components. Okay, so first we derived the list of some standard functions, and then linear combinations of that standard functions can be handled very easily using the linearity property. Okay, now whatever has striked in my mind I have written here. That is the definition of Laplace transform. L of f of t is e to the power of minus st f of t, in this product integrated from 0 to infinity with respect to the variable t. This is the main fundamental base of that complete Laplace transform study. Okay, complete study of Laplace transform, that is the central point. Okay, as in the umbrella you will have a central point. If the central point is broken, then the complete umbrella collapses, and then there will be no meaning of umbrella then. Okay, that central point is this definition. Then many spokes will come out of that umbrella. Okay, I mean to say this one, these spokes will be there. Then there will be a covering with the cloth and a handle, of course. So this central point is this definition. The spokes coming out are these properties. And if there is no cloth on that one, then there is no use of the umbrella. So the thing is that that first cloth covering is nothing but that particular first list. If you do not know the list of some basic functions, it is like there is no cloth on that one. So spokes are required, and that particular cloth is required, handle everything. Now back to the point. So using the definition, we have derived some list of the very basic standard functions. Then using the linearity property, we can calculate for linear combinations Laplace transform of t square plus e to the power of 2t. Then we will separate it. So using Laplace linearity property, we will get the list of some more functions. Using first shifting property, this is done. This first shifting property I will talk in the next lecture. Then you will get some more functions. Okay, and using another second shifting theorem. Okay, or Laplace transform of derivatives or Laplace transform of integrals, all these things, many more properties are about to come, and every property helps us in finding the Laplace transform for some new functions. But you noted that I have written like this. Okay, highlighted this one, that this you have to remember, and this you need not remember, you should not remember. Okay, if you want to remember, you can, but there is no point in remembering this one. Once the question appears, find the Laplace transform of this, you have to use this or this or this, you have to use this suitable property and then settle down the problem, and then that calculated value enters into the list. Whether you maintain the list or not, that is not the point. Okay, that comes into the literature that Laplace transform of this so and so function is that much. If it is very important function, we remember, otherwise we simply leave it. So let me conclude the point that this is the very central central point of that complete study of Laplace transforms. Using this we'll get the list, and using this same definition the properties will come. The basic list also comes from the definition, the properties also will be proved using the definition, and then thereby they give again the list. So these are all the Laplace transforms, and keep in mind that Laplace transforms and inverse Laplace transforms are not to be separated. Okay, the thing is that you will be jumping from one ground to the other. What is the Laplace transform of 1? That is 1 by s. If I ask you what is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s, you will come back to this one. So at the end, L of 1 is 1 by s, and L inverse of 1 by s is 1. I hope you understood regarding first shifting property and all these new properties. Okay, all these properties we'll see in the next lecture. Thank you.